I rewatched Terminator 2 last night. Fun movie about AI leading to nuclear war and how the easiest way to unalive someone is to dress up like a cop. Can't say its themes resonate today. Happy Sunday, everyone, and welcome back to the show. I'm Akorn. Hope all of you are having a great weekend and that you're ready for today's show of Laugh While the World Burns, where we highlight some of the idiocracy that is modern-day society. If you enjoy today's show, please hit that like and subscribe, and share some of the idiocracy with your family and friends. We have a lot of good memes and some idiocracy news this week, so let's get into it. When you realize it might be time to lay off the Ozempic. Yeah, maybe a little bit, let alone how bad that is for you. Arizona woman sent 159,000 texts to man she met on dating site. A Phoenix woman accused of stalking a man met on a dating site and sent him more than 65,000 text messages, apparently sent more than twice that many. Jacqueline Age sent a man more than 159,000 text messages, some of which were threatening, over the course of nearly 10 months. Guys, that is almost 16,000 text messages a month. How is it even humanly possible to be able to send that many messages to everyone that you know, let alone to one person? There is a lot of crazy people these days. When corrupt politicians start going to jail, then we can start trusting the government again. This is true to some degree, except I don't know if there's any politicians left that aren't corrupt. What information are you driving around? I'm not going to read all of these things, you guys can pause the video if you'd like, but they're absolutely true. I've never understood people that do a lot of these things, because there's many things that people put on their vehicles that gives out way too much information. Pure luck. Farmer in Ireland digs up 50-pound slab of centuries-old bog butter. And yes, it is what it sounds like. Apparently, several centuries ago, people used to store animal fat or butter in peat moss bogs because it would preserve it. Well, this farmer found a 50-pound slab. You could just grab some of that and slap it right on your toast. Japan just built a womb outside the human body, and it works. The world's first fully functional artificial womb is here, right on time with the rise of AI. The Epstein list needs to be released.
But it would literally destabilize the world. 2/3 of Congress and a large portion of the world's most powerful people would be imprisoned. Society would at least partially collapse.
I already said I'm for it. You don't have to sell it to me. I'll be coming back around to this topic a little later on in the show. The media, unaliving by way of firearm. Can we make this a race issue? Yes. Blame white people. No. Blame lead dispensers. That does pretty much summarize it. They print more money, causing inflation, so you have to invest in assets. Then put a capital gains tax on those assets, so you can never escape inflation. Fact check true, unless you're here in Missouri. Capital gains exemption and motor vehicle fee hike bill signed by Missouri governor. Missouri investors will get a tax break when they take profits, and motorists will pay more to renew vehicle registrations under separate bills signed Thursday by Governor Mike Kehoe. If they can't screw you one way, they'll get you another. Republicans announced plan to keep doing the opposite of what everyone voted for them to do. It just keeps happening every day now, but I don't understand why so many people seems to be shocked by this. I don't care what side the politicians claim to be on. They're all the same. With artificial streams stocked with salmon, 24 bathrooms, and a resort-sized swimming pool, eco-warrior Bill Gates' $131 million mansion guzzles 4.7 million gallons of water every year. The estate uses more water than what 60 average Seattle homes use in a year. And this is just one of how many places like this that he owns? Let alone all of these other eco-activists. Phallic pink sculpture at New York City Highline squirts water, drenches tourists in depravity, won't be posing in front of it. It's just more idiocracy by the day. Very sadly, this is 100% fact-check true. But the grocery stores these days are almost as bad as the fast food. Meet Adam, master degree in philosophy, $100,000 in student debt. Can't find a philosophy job. Thinks people without degrees are stupid. Meet Chris, 4-year paid apprenticeship, no student debt, makes over $100,000 a year. About to disconnect Adam's electricity. There does now seem to be a shift happening from at least some of the younger generations that are turning away from all these propaganda camps, the colleges and the universities, and instead are turning more to trade schools and other things which can teach them something worthwhile to actually have a job. Criticism of the current puppet isn't endorsement of a previous puppet. Fact check true. When your war stops trending. Don't worry, Trump is not only going to send Ukraine more weapons, but now he's actively encouraging them to attack St. Petersburg, along with Moscow. We ain't had World War III yet, but it's getting there. Who nobody represents, who the Democrats represent, who the Republicans represent. That'll piss a lot of people off, but it don't change the facts.
I know you told me to prep, but I didn't listen.
Okay, so why are you at my house?
Well, I've come to live with you now.
Homeschool kids are weird. Public school kids.
Hold, zir, zur, zim, beer.
A sad state of the younger generations. If there are no clients, why am I in jail? Don't worry, she'll be getting out soon. When seeing graffiti on a bridge, some people, that's art. Other people, that's vandalism. Me, how the hell did they get up there? I mean, that really is a good question. Are they like hanging off the bottom of the rail while they're spray painting? You know, I bet these days that Hooked on Phonics is probably selling more than they ever have before. I know everybody's probably heard about this by now, but Trump says he's considering taking away Rosie O'Donnell's U.S. citizenship. I'm sorry, guys. This is just ridiculous. No, I don't like Rosie O'Donnell. I don't like most of Hollywood nor the media, for that matter. However, if Obama or Biden had said this about, let's say, Tucker Carlson or Mel Gibson maybe, the right would be in an uproar. All of the stuff like this is just petty distractions for both sides. Today's generation. Men, please put the toilet seat down when you are done. Thanks in advance, the women. Ladies, you are strong, independent women who don't need no man to put the toilet seat down for you. You got this. In support of gender equality, the men. Great response. No words needed. From Alex Jones, I hope this is not the case. What you voted for. What you got. I first saw this meme a couple of months ago, but so far, it just kept getting more and more true. Boss, do you believe in life after death? Employee, certainly not. There's no proof of it. Boss, well, there is now. After you left early yesterday to go to your uncle's funeral, he came here looking for you. Always remember to make sure whatever excuse you give, that it can't be checked to see if it's true. Breaking news. Scientists warn that Earth could run out of conspiracy theories by 2025 if they keep coming true at the current rate. We're certainly heading that way. When you post a meme shredding Democrats, so a Republican comments thinking you're one of them. As I've said on some of my past shows, I'm not for any of these politicians, because no matter who is selected for office, nothing ever really changes. The agenda always continues forward. We don't even need a translation. Prototype of the XF-907 Ultra Stealth aircraft achieves complete invisibility via exterior coating consisting of the Epstein client list. Speaker Mike Johnson went on camera and said he supports Ghislaine Maxwell testifying and wants everything released on Epstein. Then he walked onto the House floor and voted to block the release of the Epstein files. You don't get to act like a hero on camera and then protect predators in Congress. And as I mentioned earlier, this brings us back to the whole Epstein files and some of the fiasco that's happening right now. What's your guys' take on this? I'll be getting into a little more about this in just a few minutes. Me watching what I predicted unfold after everyone told me I was crazy. Ah, what a peaceful morning. My wife went to a Coldplay concert with her boss last night, so she's sleeping in. Time to browse social media. And if you guys don't know what this is referring to, this married woman and her big-time CEO boss got caught by the Jumbotron at a Coldplay concert.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Now, as far as this meme here goes, I do not know if the top part is actually real. Do any of you guys know if that was actually in The Simpsons? Down here at the bottom, they talk about it. The world is a stage. This is from The Simpsons, Season 26, Episode 10, titled The Man Who Came to Be Dinner. If you guys know if this really is from The Simpsons, drop it in the comments. Because if that really was in the show, I mean, they're even wearing the same clothes. I want to say this has to be fake, but at the same time, these days, it would actually surprise me more if it is fake. When you promised to end 2 wars, and now there's 3. Well, with how Trump is now threatening Russia, things certainly aren't gonna get any better. Now that the 4th of July is over, Mariah is starting to defrost. No, she isn't. Turn that freezer back up. New York DA seen in viral video flashing ID to get out of traffic stop admits she was seeking special treatment. I actually opened the link to this news article so I could take this screenshot, but while I was there, I happened to see what was right below it, which is far worse. Dead New York woman wakes up during organ harvesting surgery. And no, this is not a one-off thing. This has happened many times. I read another one not too long ago about a man that was being taken in because he was supposedly brain dead, and even though he had opened his eyes at times, and they even described his movements as thrashing in the bed, the doctors were claiming all of that was just reflexes. Yet they were going to sedate him and take his organs anyway. Finally, the first team stopped and wouldn't continue, so the hospital administrator tried to find another team to do it. Eventually, it was stopped, and the guy woke up and was fine just a few days later. I honestly would hate to know that the number of people who have been declared brain dead or etc. who actually were not, and their organs were taken anyway. Because the fact of the matter is, to hospitals, all we are is walking dollar signs. And they want that money in any shape or form that it'll come in. Whether it's keeping people sick, having many useless tests and procedures that they already know isn't going to help the person, but hey, they got insurance, prescribing pills that you have to take for the rest of your life, for every single problem that we may have, which often only causes more problems, and we take more pills to cover the symptoms of those issues, or whether it's harvesting people's organs, after which they can use even just the organs from one person for many different procedures. Another conspiracy theory comes true. California bill passes to buy fire-ravaged Palisades for low-income apartments. And this certainly isn't the first time, even in recent year or two, that this has happened to multiple areas that has been destroyed by these natural disasters. When you spend 9 months stuck in space and come back with a tan and your hair done. The soul-crushing weight of living in a totalitarian clown world. Memes. Me. That is basically true. And it's only going to get worse. I let a stranded 2026 Genesis GV70 family use my charging account. Then a Nissan Leaf driver started screaming at me for not actively charging. This is what EV life has become. Well, what do you expect's gonna happen with the kind of people that usually buy these things? I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying many of them end up being Karens and Kevins. With that said, when it takes 45 minutes to an hour to recharge your car, you're going to have a line of vehicles waiting. Could you imagine a gas station that you're waiting in line for gas for 45 minutes to an hour? It wouldn't be the first time that that's happened. However, this is just the normal times with all these electric vehicles. Wanted to throw in something here just a little wholesome. After retiring in Atlanta, Nikki Crawford turned an old school bus into a traveling laundry and shower unit for the homeless. His project provides clean clothes and hygiene facilities aiming to bring dignity and relief to those living on the streets, one little laundry and shower at a time. Could you only imagine what would be possible if the local, state, and federal governments actually wanted to help people? I would say that this one man and his school bus does far more good than what the government does with $1 million of U.S. taxpayer money. China officially bans porn, stating that it is against morality and family values. It's pretty bad when China, at least on this one particular point, has more morality than the US or any of the other Western and European nations. White, well-educated Democrats are demanding lawmakers get shot to prove they're anti-Trump as deadly violence rises. And yes, this is a real news article. Since we're getting toward the end of today's video, I wanted to touch just a little bit about some of the floods that's happening all across the nation. The amount of devastation and loss of life is beyond heartbreaking. I don't know how many of you saw this, but here's some of the New York subway system. I believe this clip here is from North Carolina. People trying to get through before the floodwaters get too deep or wash out the roads and bridges. And this was taken in Texas. There's a lot of other videos that I've seen, and some of them are just almost unbelievable. Our hearts and prayers go out to all the families and communities which have been affected, or in some cases completely washed away, along with all the other not-so-natural disasters happening all across the nation. How many of you guys have seen some of the things that's currently happening in Yellowstone? Like they noted in this video here that many of the officials are saying this is migration patterns. There are too many videos that's beginning to come out that I just don't see that being the case. I know quite a bit about Yellowstone from a lot of research that I did many years ago, and if these videos turn out to be true, this is not good at all. If it were me, and I lived in any state near Yellowstone, I'd be wanting to find out where all the animals are going, because I'd be heading that way too. Most people today have no idea what a Yellowstone eruption would really mean. Coming back around to the Epstein files, the House GOP blocks Democrat maneuver to force release of Epstein files. But it certainly isn't just Congress. Let's go see what Trump has to say. Trump calls for MAGA base to end Epstein file obsession. Trump blames Democrats for Jeffrey Epstein hoax. My past supporters have bought into this bullshit. Hook, line, and sinker. I don't want their support anymore. Donald Trump criticizes his supporters as weaklings for believing what he now refers to as the Epstein hoax. Now, there's a lot of people trying to claim that Trump is playing 5D chess. And yeah, he is, but not in the way that they mean. Regardless of all of that, what do you guys think? Are you just going to forget about the Epstein client list and all the other things that has came out in the past years since this started and take Trump's word that it's all just a hoax all of a sudden? Or do you still want to know the full truth? Which at this point, we're never going to hear. Because even if they do release something, it'll never be trustworthy now, nor will they release what they have. They've already made statements that it would be heavily redacted, and as far as the names of the victims and things goes, that's perfectly fine. But all the other information should be released in full, but it's never going to happen. I want to hear your guys' thoughts about this, so drop it down in the comments. How it feels to stay informed. When you actually dig to find out the truth, yeah, it kinda does feel that way. Politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. Fact check true. I didn't like some of his language and other things. However, there was a lot of statements that George Carlin made that were very true. And I'm going to end today's show with this. It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Before I close out today's show, I've seen a number of comments concerning last week's shows, both being Best of May videos. Many of you know that I have some health issues, and these past few months has been fairly rough, but the past few weeks has been even worse, including last week. And I just wanted to thank all of you for your well wishes that you left in the comments and emails. And I appreciate all of you that have said that I need to put my health first and not worry about making a video on those weeks. And that certainly is what I'm having to do. However, this is my only income right now, and I'll keep the videos coming as much as possible. I'd like to thank all of our channel members, super thanks users, and all of our subscribers and viewers. We greatly appreciate your support, because this program is only made possible by viewers like you. With that said, hopefully, I'll see you guys all back here on Friday's show. Until then, I thank you all for watching. You guys take care and stay safe this week. This is Akorn, over and out.